welcome to Live Interactive English, everyone. Hello, I'm Mike.
Hello, I am Shane. And guess what?
What?
We're talking about these Potoos, these crazy, strange, peculiar Potoos.
That is peculiar. We were talking about peculiar Potoos yesterday.
Well, what do you know about that?
What a coincidence.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to know about
There
these
is.
Potoos.
Actually, we could probably talk about these for 2 or 3 more days after today because they are so interesting.
They are.
It's a family of what, 6 or 7 types of bird?
Yeah, there's like 7 different
species of Potoo.
Right.
They come in sizes from pocket size to grande, from 20 or so centimeters to around 60 centimeters.
That's
and
right.
They're weird looking.
Yeah, and they have a weird call.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so like a call, when you say there's a call, that's from a bird, like its song, you sometimes call it its call. It's
Right.
basically just when a bird is singing,
Yeah.
you can call that its call.
I guess when they
It's
sing,
creepy.
when they sing, maybe the notes change, but a caw might be caw, like a crow. That might be a call.
Oh, okay,
Or something.
okay,
So
okay.
maybe they just make a noise rather than singing a lovely song like a canary
Yeah,
or something
right.
like that. They also have really large heads and really big eyes that can become almost totally black at night when the pupil opens up.
When it dilates.
So that can be very scary. And also, we also learned that they sit in trees and they don't move for long periods of time, waiting for food to come by.
For prey.
And also avoiding being hunted by other animals.
That's true, they don't want to become prey.
Helps them hide.
Yeah. So they are quite peculiar, but quite interesting.
That's right.
So why don't we learn more
I think that's a good idea.
about this fascinating bird?
There's more strange stuff to learn, so let's learn it.
Let's do it.
Potoos are nocturnal animals. However, unlike many other animals that come out at night, they rely heavily on their eyes when they are hunting. A potoo will watch patiently as an insect gets close to it. Then it will fly at the bug and catch it with its wide mouth. Some larger species of potoos can even swallow small birds whole. Stranger still, potoos have slits in their eyelids. These allow the birds to see even when their eyes are closed. All right, so we are back here with Peculiar Potoos Part 2. I like all the P's in that sentence. And we've learned a little bit about where Potoos live and what they look like and things like that. Now let's learn about the strange things that happen when they do stuff. Their behavior and their activities. First of all, it's kind of strange that they're definitely, they're late risers, I guess you could say. They like to burn the midnight oil. They're nighttime animals.
That's right. So, as the reading says, Potoos are nocturnal animals. And Mike just said these are nighttime animals. When you say an animal's nocturnal, you mean that it spends its time doing its hunting or doing whatever it likes to do at night. Now, we don't use the opposite word very often, but diurnal means during the daytime. So humans are diurnal, but things like owls,
bats,
or cats even.
Cats can be nocturnal.
Yeah, they can be nocturnal as well. Continuing, however, unlike many other animals that come out at night, they rely heavily on their eyes when they are hunting. So a lot of nighttime animals might rely on other senses. Hearing.
Smell. Things
Exactly.
like that.
But typically in the dark, it's difficult to see.
Right, yeah, that's true.
When you say rely on, it just means to be dependent on. So they rely on their eyes. You could say they depend on their eyes.
They really need them.
They need them.
They really need
So
them.
for example, I rely on my brother to always tell me the truth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right. He better not lie to me.
Exactly right, yes. And you know and trust that generally he will always tell you the truth.
He's a reliable person. person.
There you go.
The adjective.
He's an honest, reliable person.
Yes.
Sounds like a good guy.
He's fantastic.
Say a potoo will watch patiently as an insect gets close to it. So there it is. Remember, sitting in its tree.
It's camouflaged.
With its big eyes, not moving, and it's waiting patiently, which is the best way to wait, for food to come by close enough for the potoo to jump down or fly down and grab that tasty little insect to eat.
With their big mouth.
With its big mouth and also its great patience. And we can use patience as a noun. We can say someone is patient as an adjective, or if we're talking about doing something in a patient way, we mean patiently as an adverb. This is basically when things that could upset other people, cause them stress or problems, maybe even make them angry, these things don't bother you or someone else in that way. You're happy to wait a long time and not get annoyed or bothered. You're happy to be somewhere that's loud and noisy and it doesn't really get to you. It doesn't make you upset or angry or anything like that.
There's your favorite food at the night market and there's a really long line.
Oh,
you don't mind.
That's right. I'll wait an hour for those cronuts. Or whatever.
Cronuts. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Sure. Cronuts are popular.
How about an example sentence?
Okay. The children waited patiently to play the game. Maybe it was a game that only 2 kids could play. There are 8 kids there. No one was crying or going, it's my turn, and starting a fight. They were calm, they were cool, and they were happy to wait without getting upset. They were waiting patiently, just like a hungry potoo.
Oh, well, what happens next?
Yes.
Then it will fly at the bug.
There's the bug.
And catch it with its wide mouth.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah, some larger species of potoos can even swallow small birds whole.
Whoa.
Now I say you swallow something whole, that means you do not even chew it. You just put it right in your mouth and
I'm kind of thinking like those snakes that you see and they swallow the egg and the egg kind of goes down their whole body.
Yeah,
that is kind of unusual, especially for a bird. I mean, birds don't usually swallow things whole like that, but I guess it has that big mouth that makes hunting at night easier. It just has to get close to the animal, open that big mouth, and the animal is going in. And remember we talked about how the potoo's eyes can get so big they become completely black at night? We have another interesting fact about their eyes. Stranger still, or more unusual than the whole big mouth waiting patiently hunting at night thing, even more strange. Stranger still, potoo's have slits in their eyelids. That is kind of unusual. Your eyelid is this thing. When I close my eyes, that's my eyelid. They have slits, little openings in their eyelids. These allow the birds to see even when their eyes are closed.
Well, that's weird.
So they can be taking a nap and someone can try to sneak by, but they will still see you. You can never sneak up on a potoo.
These are peculiar birds indeed.
Do not play hide and seek with a potoo. It will know where you're hiding.
It'll get you.
It'll see you.
All right, let's take a break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续介绍林鴟这种奇特的鸟。课文写到，它们是夜行性动物。那跟许多其他夜间出没的动物不同的是，它们在捕猎时非常仰赖双眼，它们会耐心地看着昆虫靠近，接着就飞向虫子，用大嘴把它捉住。那有些比较大的林鴟物种，甚至可以把整只小鸟吞下去。那更奇怪的是，它们的眼睑上有裂缝，所以即使是闭上眼睛，它们也能看得到。好，单字 rely 这个动词表示依靠、仰赖或是信赖，那它是不及物动词，后面可以接 on 或是 upon， 再接人或事物，去表达依靠或信赖的对象。那它的形容词 reliable 就可以描述可靠的、值得信赖的。再看到 patiently 这个副词表示耐心地。而补充单字 nocturnal， 它是形容夜间活动的、夜间的。这时候 Shane 老师他有提到 diurnal， diurnal， 这是形容昼行性的，在白天活动的。好，那接回到课文中。
Potoos make haunting noises that sound like wailing cries. This has led to a rich collection of traditional stories about the birds throughout Latin America. One story says that the potoo is a lost child who is endlessly calling out for its mother. Another describes the bird as the spirit of a woman who is crying after her husband became the moon. Though they may seem scary at first sight and sound, potoos are very interesting animals, so don't be put off by them. Their unique appearance and unusual singing voice remind us how peculiar our planet can be.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike, would you be so kind as to remind us what happened before the break?
Sure. Potoos are weird.
That's it.
That's about it. They look weird, they do weird things, they hunt in a weird way, they swallow birds with one big bite, and they have slits in their eyelids, so even if their eyes are closed, they can still see. They're weird.
They're peculiar.
They are weird, but there's a good thing about this weirdness.
Yes.
It's led to a lot of wonderful stories.
Yes. So potoos make haunting noises that sound like wailing cries.
That sounds terrifying.
Now, wailing cry, a cry, when you say it's a wailing cry, it means
yeah. Like a child in danger, a person in pain, a witch on the warpath.
No!
Who knows? But it's not a nice sound.
Oh, yeah, it is scary.
Yeah.
This has led to a rich collection of traditional stories about the birds throughout Latin America.
Interesting.
So because of this scary sound that it makes, it's made into a lot of stories.
There you go.
Probably like things to scare kids.
Yeah, I mean, birds can do this, right? In the West, we have lots of stories about owls being wise or smart or things like that. But when we talk about a collection is sort of a gathered group of things that are related in some kind of way. A collection of stories, in this case, kind of means that if you go around the world where potoos live, in different places, people will have these stories in their culture. Or it could be a more physical collection that you can actually touch when you are a collector, if it's comic books, cards or airplane models, stamps, books, or whatever.
Sure.
You organize it, you know about it, it brings you pleasure, and you might show it in some kind of way. Because all of these things are related and interesting and kind of tell a story of something interesting. Like my granddad, it says my granddad has a huge collection of old books. So he likes to collect old books from history. He spent a lot of money and time on it, but it also brings him great joy.
And we said that we could hear these stories throughout. Throughout just meaning all the way from one end to the other end. In every part of that. So for example, you can say the company has stores throughout Europe, just meaning from one end of Europe to the other end of Europe, all the way in between there will be stores.
So all over the place, not just in one spot. So let's look at one of these stories from the collection of potoo stories. One story says that the potoo is a lost child who is endlessly calling out for its mother.
Oh my goodness.
That's so sad. But that's the wailing cry, that haunting sound, like a young child lost in the woods calling out for family, for help, for rescue. Another describes the bird as the spirit of a woman who is crying after her husband became the moon.
Wait a second. Her husband became the moon?
Yeah.
Now that's peculiar.
That is kind of weird. He must have eaten a lot of French fries to get that big and round.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a lot of cheese.
Or it could be. Could be nice.
Some people thought that the moon was made out of cheese.
Sure, absolutely.
Like okay.
When we describe something, we're basically using words to paint a picture. I'm telling you details and information about something so that even if you can't see it, like you're looking at a picture, you can kind of make that picture in your mind by using these words and using your imagination. People describe him as a great leader.
They do describe me as a great leader. Yes, that is true.
All right.
Okay, though
yes.
they may seem scary at first sight and sound.
They sound scary too.
Oh, yeah. Potoos are very interesting animals, so don't be put off by them. So if you say don't be put off by something, means don't let that make you not want to go near them or learn about them or to think that they are just bad.
Yeah, don't let it frighten you or put you off or, make you not interested in them. They're very interesting.
Right. Their unique appearance and unusual singing voice remind us how peculiar our planet can be.
Our planet is weird.
It is. There's a lot of peculiar stuff going on.
I mean, think of all the weird people you know.
Yeah.
And then think of all the weird animals out there too.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
People are animals too. So what do you think?
All right.
Which animal do you think is the scariest?
I'm not going to say the potoo. I think it's very interesting, unusual,
I think it's kinda cute.
but not scary. I have a fear of rockfish or stonefish. Do you know these ones?
I do. They are scary looking.
Due to their appearance, they look like rocks. Apparently, they kind of sit on the bottom of the ocean near the beach, and you can step on them, and it's very painful and poisonous.
Oh.
And so the whole idea just kind of makes me nervous.
Oh,
I don't think people die from them, but it just sounds like a bad day at the beach.
Yeah, I don't want to step on a rockfish. Yeah,
that's kind of scary.
And they're ugly.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'm just going to say
True.
They're an ugly animal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all the time we've got for today, and that's all we've got to tell you about Potoos for now, but you can do your own research, look it up on Google, find out more about the Potoos, watch some videos, but you can watch this video over and over.
I'm sure you could, and I'm sure you will.
Again,
yes.
because we are peculiarly awesome.
We are. I couldn't have said it any better. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
林鴟这种鸟会发出令人难忘的声音，听起来像哀嚎的哭泣。于是呢，整个拉丁美洲都有关于这种鸟类丰富的传统故事。有一个故事是说，这种鸟是个不停在呼唤妈妈的迷路孩子。还有一个故事把这种鸟描述成一个女子的灵魂，她在丈夫变成月亮后哭泣。好，单字 collection 表示一堆或是一群，也可以表达整批的收藏品。那么 throughout 这个介系词它表示遍及、遍布或者是自始至终。再看到 describe 这个动词，它表示描述、形容。我们可以用 describe 名词加上 as， 再加名词或形容词或动词 ing 去表达说把什么描述、形容为什么什么。好，那么课文最后写到，尽管这种鸟在乍看之下和乍听之下似乎很吓人，但它们是非常有趣的动物，所以不要对它们感到反感哦。那这边有出现3个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来看第一个重点是 one another 这是表达一个怎么样，另一个怎么样，是在没有限定范围的人事物中列举其中2个单数名词。如果要列举第3个，则会用 still another 好，举例来说。One popular night market in Taipei is Shilin Night Market. Another is Raohe Night Market. Still another is Ningxia Night Market. 士林夜市是台北热门夜市之一。另一个是饶河夜市，还有一个是宁夏夜市。好，那第2个重点 at first sight， 这是表达乍看之下，也可以写作 at first glance。那么 glance 就有一瞥、瞥见的意思。例如 at first glance, the plan seemed ridiculous。乍看之下，那个计划似乎很荒谬。第3个重点是 put off 的用法。那我们来看第一个，可以用 put somebody off 来表达使某人讨厌或反感，像 the smell of cigarette smoke really puts me off， 烟味真的让我很反感。那第2个我们可以用 put something off 去表达延后、拖延什么什么，像 they decided to put the trip off until May， 他们决定把旅行延到5月。好，那以上这些讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Potoos are nocturnal animals. However, unlike many other animals that come out at night, they rely heavily on their eyes when they are hunting. A potoo will watch patiently as an insect gets close to it. Then it will fly at the bug and catch it with its wide mouth. Some larger species of potoos can even swallow small birds whole. Stranger still, potoos have slits in their eyelids. These allow the birds to see even when their eyes are closed. Potoos make haunting noises that sound like wailing cries. This has led to a rich collection of traditional stories about the birds throughout Latin America. One story says that the potoo is a lost child who is endlessly calling out for its mother. Another describes the bird as the spirit of a woman who is crying after her husband became the moon. Though they may seem scary at first sight and sound, potoos are very interesting animals, so don't be put off by them. Their unique appearance and unusual singing voice remind us how peculiar our planet can be.
Hey Winnie, what are you up to this weekend?
Nothing much.
Well, are you down for something cool?
I guess it depends on what it is.
I got tickets to your favorite magician.
Oh, Chris Angel? Let's work on our translations. Our topic of the day is making invitations. Okay, so our first one is 你明天要干嘛? How do we say that in English?
What will you do tomorrow?
What would you do tomorrow?
Okay.
What would you do tomorrow?
Okay, what would you do tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow? Okay. 有什么安排吗?
Anything to do?
Okay.
Any schedule?
I think is, do you have any plan?
Very good.
Do you have any arrangements?
Okay.
Do you have any plan?
Yeah, okay, very good. Or, yeah, do you have anything special going on tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you planned anything tomorrow?
Yeah, very
Any
good.
schedule?
Yeah.
You can say schedule. Nice.
Very good. Yeah. All right. So, what did we learn today?
The topic of today's translation is making invitations. Our first phrase is, what are you up to tomorrow? To be up to something basically means to be doing something or to be busy. So simply put, it's another way of asking, what are you doing? Our next phrase is, are you down for something? In the sentence, to be down for something is referring to agreeing or promising to do something. It's something that has been planned or arranged. So if someone is inviting someone else to do something or go somewhere, they can reply with, I'm down, which means you're agreeing to the invitation. And that's all of our translations for today. KiWi later!